Hello, and welcome to this week's PennEnergy News Update. On behalf of our generous sponsor, Deloitte Center for Energy Solutions, who made this broadcast possible, I'm Hilton Price. Iran's refusal to sell oil to the United Kingdom and France may have backfired, as the Middle Eastern nation is now reportedly struggling to unload the excess production. The Financial Times is reporting Iran is trying to sell nearly 23% of its annual exports to Chinese and Indian refineries. If a deal isn't struck by mid-March, the country will be forced to employ floating storage tankers or reduce its own production levels. Both options would be reflected by higher prices for oil. The sales struggle comes from Iran's attempt to preempt an EU embargo of its oil by cutting sales to companies owned by France and Britain. That embargo was supposed to begin July 1st to give countries like Greece and Spain enough time to find new suppliers. However, the International Energy Agency says most UK and French buyers had already curbed or cut Iranian imports. The agency says some Asian buyers, not including China, are also planning to reduce Iran oil imports. Officials from Royal Dutch Shell suggest that extensive theft from oil pipelines around Nigeria are dramatically hampering oil production there. Nigeria has largely resolved its issue, with militants attacking pipelines. Now Shell says the country is suffering a dramatic increase in thefts from pipelines, as much as 150,000 barrels of oil per day. Shell has been the largest oil producer in Nigeria for more than half a century, but the company has had little success in dealing with thefts, in large part because the profits from these operations are allegedly enjoyed by many in positions of influence within the government and army there. A collision involving an oil tanker barge on the Mississippi River last Friday could force the closure of refineries along the river. The barge was carrying more than 148,000 gallons of oil when it ran into another barge 50 miles upriver of New Orleans. Neither boat sank after the crash. Current estimates suggest less than 10,000 gallons of oil were spilled. A boom has been deployed to prevent the spread of oil, but the Coast Guard was forced to close the river to traffic. One-way traffic has been restored, but the closure could have an impact on the 8 refineries upstream from the accident. Those refineries have a combined output of 2.2 million barrels per day. TransCanada Corporation has confirmed the vast majority of pipe for the Keystone XL project would be manufactured in North America, and half of that by workers in Arkansas. The company also intends to purchase approximately 90% of all other goods for the project from companies in North America. There are also a number of materials and equipment items that have not yet been contracted for. That includes approximately several thousand tons of steel, line pipe, pumps, motors, and associated materials. TransCanada has already entered into contracts to purchase over $800 million of finished pipe and other products from United States manufacturers for Keystone XL. The pipeline project was rejected by the Obama administration several weeks back, with blame placed on a rushed deadline from congressional Republicans. A new proposal for the project is expected in the days ahead. Repsol and its partners, Anadarko Petroleum and Tullow Oil, have made a new hydrocarbons discovery offshore Sierra Leone. The Jupiter 1 well has produced successful results, confirming the significant potential of the region. The consortium drilled the well to a total depth of 6,465 meters in 2,199 meters of water. The well encountered net pay of 30 meters. The partners now plan to drill an appraisal well to evaluate existing resources and to determine their quality. The Jupiter 1 find follows the discoveries in the area of the Venus B1 well, drilled in 2009, and the Mercury 1 well, drilled in 2010. This is all in an area which, until now, had been largely unexplored. Thank you for joining us this week. For these stories and more, go to PennEnergy.com.